Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Jonathan Belcher. Just wanted to do this quick video. I was just hanging out inside the house, just relaxing, and I want to share this video with those of you who want to manifest your dreams and turn your dreams into a reality a lot sooner than later, right? I've been studying this for the past few years now, and for those of you who are subscribed to my channel, you know that I like to study something, really get a good grasp and understanding of it, and then I like to bring it to the marketplace and share with you so that you can utilize it in your life and in your business to see similar results, right? Now, what I'm gonna be talking about in this video is how to imagine and visualize yourself doing, becoming, and having everything that you want to be, do, and have in your life, right? So basically what I'm gonna be talking about is manifesting every single dream that you've always wanted to manifest in your life. Now, I know a lot of people have been saying, you know, I've been growing the hair out crazy, I've been growing my beard out, but trust me, the wisdom is growing with the hair, right? That's why I haven't been cutting my hair for a while. The wisdom is growing with the hair, and the more that I study certain things, the more I gain better understanding of life, the more I gain a better understanding of success. And I like to share this information with you so that you can become free from bondage, any type of bondage you may be experiencing in your life, whether that be financial bondage, societal bondage, emotional bondage, spiritual bondage, or mental bondage. I want to help free you from that. So that's why I do these videos, sharing my value and sharing my insight on certain topics. Now, when you look at the world, right, you look at the world, what is the world really comprised of? If we really had to break it down, the world is really comprised of 5 things, right? It's time, there's space, there's energy, there's matter, and the thing that keeps that all together so that the world isn't chaotic going crazy is the 5th thing, which is this term known as universal intelligence, right? So you have time, space, energy, matter, and then you have universal intelligence keeping that all together. So a lot of people, right, let's say you have a certain goal that you're trying to accomplish, right? Maybe that's an income goal or a certain position you're trying to get to in your job or something like that. Whatever the goal may be, I highly recommend that you start practicing how to visualize and imagine what it is that you want. So what I mean by that is visualize yourself actually being in the position that you want to be in your life, right? Visualize and feel what it would feel like actually being who you want to be, even if that's not the current state that you're in your life right now. I want you to forget about reality and totally immerse yourself and imagine yourself being exactly where you want to be. Imagine that, right? But not just visualize it and imagine it. What you really want to do, besides just visualizing and imagining it, what you really want to do is feel the feeling of how you would feel knowing that you've accomplished everything that you've always wanted to accomplish, right? Because there's magnetic forces that go, whenever you have a thought in your mind, right? And I'm going to try to explain this in the best way possible. This can be very confusing and hard to understand, right? But I'm going to try to explain it. Have you ever had a thought in your mind or been in expectation of something, and then because, let's say for example, you were in expectation to get a loan, you were in negative expectation, let's say, to get a loan for a house, for example, right? You didn't think you had the credentials to be able to do it. You didn't think you had the credit score to be able to do it. And then you walk into the bank, for example, with that negative energy flowing from you, that negative energy where you kind of expect for it not to work out in your favor. And then sure enough, what happens is the bank teller or whoever you speak to at the bank, they don't give you the loan. They deny you, right? And that's because before you even got to the bank, your brain literally gave off energy signals, right? Like a magnetic force came from your brain before you even got to the bank that told the universe, do not give me the loan because I'm not deserving of it. So literally when you're thinking of something, that's why there's that saying that says thoughts are things. When you think about something, you're literally casting out magnetic forces from your brain. Even when we sleep, the subconscious part of your brain takes over while you're sleeping. The conscious part of your brain goes to sleep, but your subconscious mind is still working. And even if you were to, I forgot what the name of the machine is, but if you hook up one of those machines to your brain while you're sleeping, you'll see that there's still frequency waves, right, traveling through your brain even while you're sleeping. And that's why when you're sleeping, you can dream, right? You can see things in your dreams, obviously. You can even feel in your dreams. It's as if it's a reality in your dreams because you're actually tapping into a different dimension, but it's your subconscious mind fully at play while you're dreaming. Right now, what if you can take the idea of dreaming, feeling while you're in the dream, you know, whatever you may be experiencing in your dream, what if you can take that idea and purposely start to use it in your waking life, which means while you're up, while you're conscious? What if you started to use that in your waking life to actually purposely manifest anything that you want in your life? I want you to think about that for a second, because it's possible. It's very possible. In fact, it's needed. Every single person who's accomplished big dreams in their life, every single person who's, you know, got to the goals, the greater lifestyle they've always dreamed of, they envisioned it first, right? That's why Martin Luther King, he had that speech and he said, I have a dream, right? In other words, what he was trying to say is, I have a vision. And when you have a vision, what you do is you put your subconscious mind at work, and it sends out and projects magnetic waves out of your mind, working with the universe, right, through atoms, space, energy, time, right? And time is basically an illusion, but we'll talk about that in another video, right? So you send out these magnetic waves through your imagination, through your visualization from your brain, and it works with the universe, causing everything that you want to happen in your life to be basically sucked to you. Right? Now, it doesn't mean that we're not quite at the level in our life where we can just think of something right now and it just happens right before us. I mean, sometimes that can happen, right? I've been in situations in my life where I thought of something, and then right after I think of something, a commercial comes on talking about the same exact thing that I just thought about in my mind. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what were the chances? There's billions of commercials out there, or billions of TV shows out there. What are the chances of what I just thought about actually shows up in the next commercial that I'm watching? So a lot of times this happens. Even sometimes when I'm out, I don't know if this ever happened to you, and you're out and maybe you haven't seen somebody in a long time, or you haven't spoken to somebody in a very long time, and then just checking the time, you haven't seen or spoken to somebody in a very long time, and then for whatever reason your mind runs on that person, you start thinking about that person, and then next thing you know, you're getting a phone call from that person. You're like, what the hell? What are the chances of that? Or you could be talking about somebody to somebody else, and then the person calls you, and you pick up the phone and you say, wow, you're really gonna live a long time. Well, all that is a prime example of how your mind is so powerful. Because your mind sent out magnetic waves and projected out there into the universe, subconsciously, this actually kind of basically reached out to the person, right? And got the person to hit you up, or got the person to show up physically in your life because of your mind power. So I want you to think about that. And I want you to catch these times in your life and not just say, oh, that's a coincidence, right? I want you to start to pay attention to these occurrences in your life where you realize you thought about something, and exactly what you thought about and the projections that you felt about what you were thinking about. I want you to start to take heed and notice how that creates a result for you, or how it happens on the spot, or how it affects your results. You get what I'm saying? So I want you to pay attention in your life, because the more you pay attention, the more you will start to see the proof that your imagination and that your mind is super, super powerful. And that's why it's so important to learn how to meditate, right? Meditation is a great thing that you can do to be able to get your subconscious mind in line on the same frequency of where you need to be in your life, or where you want to be, or whatever desire you have. Maybe you want a new house, maybe you want a new car. You have to be vibrating at the level of the new house or the new car to actually attract it into your life, right? I hope that makes sense, because if you want all these positive, great things to happen in your life, but you're constantly focused on the past, or you're constantly focused on failure, or you're constantly focused on what won't go right, or you're constantly worrying, then all of those vibrations, those negative vibrations that you're building up in your subconscious mind, will always keep you away from all the positive stuff that you do want, right? Because it's not on the same vibrational frequency as the stuff that you do want. And so what happens is you sabotage yourself and constantly repel yourself and keep yourself away from what you want. So the way to get in line to what you want, like I said, meditation. You can meditate, right? You can also do affirmations, right? Where you have a certain saying that you chant over and over again. Affirmations. These are tactics that allow your subconscious mind to only vibrate at a frequency that will receive what you want into your life, right? And then the more you practice this, because it's not like something you just do one time and then you're just an expert at it, right? You have to actually practice meditation. You have to actually practice visualization and imagination for some time in order to get really, really good at it. But essentially what you're doing in imagination is you're actually creating the world that you want. When you're imagining and visualizing something that you want, what you're actually doing is you're creating exactly what it is that your heart desires, but you're creating it in another dimension, right? So that's what makes time an illusion, because when you actually, when you're creating through your visualization and imagination, which means you close your eyes, but you're seeing what you want to see, right? You're choosing what you want to see and you're creating what you want to see. It's basically like drawing through your mind, you know, like all your senses through your imagination is focused on what you want, which means if you want a new car, for example, you don't just visualize the car, right? You actually feel how it would feel driving in that car. You may want to get some pictures of the interior so you can see from your first person view what it would look like looking out the windshield of that car, right? You want to actually feel yourself holding the steering wheels, the actual emotion you would feel while driving that car, things of this nature. So you want to take yourself that deep into the visualization and that deep into the imagination, because what it does is it creates the reality in another dimension, right? So it creates the reality in a future point in time, right? So as long as you continue to focus on that and you consistently meditate, let's say on a daily basis, 20 to 30 minutes a day, the more that you consistently focus on that you want, you keep imagining it, what happens is your subconscious mind gets so embedded and so programmed and so, it gets so reminded of what you want that your brain literally starts to search for every single option, every single opportunity, and every single thing that you need to do to make whatever it is you're imagining become a reality. Because that's just how the brain works. The brain works in a way where whatever you focus on, you just naturally get more of it. That's how the brain works. And a lot of times, the reason why people may call imagination bullshit, or they call visualization, oh, that doesn't work, or meditation bullshit, a lot of times they're people who just, they need to see something before they believe it, right? Those are those types of people who need to see something before they believe it. And it wouldn't make sense for those people to believe in God. I mean, because if you believe in God, you're essentially believing in an entity or a spirit, if you will, that you really don't see, but you believe in him because you have signs and you have, you know he's there. You have some type of connection, some relation there, and you know he's done things in your life, even if you can't see him, even if you can't see her or him, whatever you want to call the entity, the spirit. But those type of people always, you know, confuse me, because I'm like, if you believe in God and you don't believe in meditation or imagination, I mean, that's kind of backwards. That doesn't make any sense, right? Like, that's kind of like a foolish thought, but it's definitely true, right? So the thing about why visualization and imagination, a lot of people don't really take advantage of it is, well, let's just think about it for a second. Why do we, even as human beings, right? It says in the Bible, we have full dominion over the land, right? God gave us full dominion. Right? Now, we have an imagination for a reason. We're like the only species on earth with an imagination. And kids, if you ever look at kids, when you're in your most pure state, when you're a kid, right? When you can't do no harm, kids are just extremely honest. They're extremely pure. They don't know they don't know sin. They're not conscious of good, you know, good and bad. They're not conscious of certain things. And if you notice a kid, they're always relying on their imagination. They're always taking blocks and building something, and they don't know their danger because they're just relying on their imagination. And that's what allows them to, you know, discover their way and learn. So I want you to think about that for a second. Why, as human beings, why, as we get older, why don't we continue to use our imagination like kids, right? Continue to create your world through imaginations like a kid would, right? So that you can get that positive feeling that you need to take the right action that you need to take. You get what I'm saying? I'm not just saying oh, think of something and then it's going to fall out the sky into your lap. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, through meditation, you program your subconscious mind to be on a vibrational frequency to where your body has no choice but to act in a way that attracts whatever it is on that vibrational frequency that you want. So you can't want something on a high positive vibrational frequency and be thinking on a low negative vibrational frequency and expect to get that thing, that lifestyle, or that income level that you want. It just doesn't work, right? So the formula won't work that way. But essentially what it is an understanding that you have to disregard your current senses to really tap into the most powerful things, most powerful God-given things that you have in your life, right? What I mean by that, what I mean is, let's say right now, let's say in my bank account, let's say I don't have any money, for example, right? So now I can choose to focus on that and continue to make that cause me to feel negative, cause me to lose hope. And what that will do is cause me to not see any opportunity. I can't have any more hope. I lose my faith. I start getting overtaken by fear, right? If I'm in that situation and if I'm so focused on not having the money that I want, right? I can choose to think that way, right? Or I can say, you know, fuck what's going on in my bank account. Fuck the reality of the situation. What I'm going to focus on and what I'm going to project my mind into is the better situation that I do want, right? The millions of dollars in my bank account, the mansion that I want, the condominium that I want, the beautiful BMW or the Benz or the Lamborghini that I want, right? The smiles on the people's faces who are going to be in relationships with me because they love being in my presence so much. I can choose to focus on whatever I want to focus on, no matter what my actual situation is. And I think one of the hardest things for the average person to do is to get out of this reality mindset of, oh, what I'm sensing right now is what is and is what it's always going to be, because that's not true at all. And if you think that way, then you'll never break through to another level. You may get to a high point, but you'll always have a glass cap and a glass ceiling over you because you're sabotaging yourself and you're not even realizing it, right? You're sabotaging yourself. Well, you were in the past. Now, after watching this video, you're choosing not to sabotage yourself anymore. So you're going to be much better off ever since watching this video. But what I'm trying to say is that a lot of times you got to disregard your senses, disregard what you may see in your life, disregard what you may be feeling in your life, and trick yourself, basically trick yourself. You may be feeling down and out. Say, no, I'm not going to feel down and out. No, I'm not going to feel defeated. No, I'm not going to feel discouraged. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to walk in my light. I'm going to walk in my power. I'm going to feel rich now. I'm going to feel abundant now. I'm going to feel joy now. I'm going to feel happy now. You walk into that light and you keep walking into that light and you become a master at walking into that light. Eventually, the world and the universe has no choice but to give you exactly what you want. It doesn't have a choice. It has to give it to you because you're so faithful. You're so faithful that you're utilizing these magnetic forces from your subconscious mind in such a powerful way that the universe just has to grant it to you. Right? So I don't want you to be one of those people who, you know, it's okay to feel bad and it's okay to feel a little pity for yourself if you're going through something, but don't fall into the downward spiral of that, because that could really take you under if you let it, right? But right now you're choosing a totally different approach, right? You're choosing the approach where it's like, yo, forget what's actually going on. Let me start to think positive. Let me start to see myself where I want to be. Let me start seeing myself dressing how I want to dress. Let me start seeing myself and feeling myself in that new sports car that I want. You're choosing now to have that new mind frame because you're realizing just by thinking like that, you feel better. And just by thinking like that, now that causes you to feel better. And now that you feel better, the feeling is what's the vibrational frequency I'm talking about. Once you feel good and you feel better, you're now on the vibrational frequency that's receptive to everything that you want in your life, right? So that's how powerful imagination and visualization it is, right? Because like I said, all we have is time, space, energy, matter, and all that's kept in sync and all that's kept in order through universal intelligence, right? And like I said, when you use your imaginative skills and your visualization, what you're doing is you're cutting through the universe, sending magnetic forces out there to the universe. And basically what the universe is doing is reorganizing time, occurrences, and situations to attract what it is that you want into your life, to make it happen over a period of time, right? It's already actually done. It's already, just because you created it in your visual, it's actually a concrete in a real thing in another dimension. That's the crazy part. It's already there in another dimension. But now you got to take the action to actually bring it to you in this physical dimension. So now it's happening right now. So not only is it in your subconscious mind, but now it's also on your physical playing field in the third dimension as well. So I know when I say dimensions, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. I'll get deeper into all that stuff in a later video, but I just want to share this video with you. Watch this video a couple times and share it with your friends. You know, comment what you think. I put together a product called the Ultra Enlightenment product. I'm thinking of what I should make it, right? It's going to be either $47 a month with affiliate commissions, where you can earn affiliate commissions with it if you want, or we can just say forget about that and I'll just offer it for $9 a month. Only $9 a month, and you get a whole lot of videos that go deep into these concepts so that you can manifest whatever you want, right? Extremely quick in your life, whatever it is that you may want. Only $9 a month, and that doesn't come with any affiliate program where you can earn commission. So let me know in the comment section how you would feel about getting access to the Ultra Enlightenment product, where I go really deep and in-depth in multiple videos, multiple audio calls, and also I use also other valuable videos from other people in the world who are just masters and almost like magicians at manifestation, because